the stage sets for our second adventurer. The room comes in on Baron Joffredus Avalane, half-orc and landowner down in Vineshade. Joffredus, you wake up in your soft,
Gar.
king-sized, four-poster bed. Your well-appointed room still feels warm from the night before, with the fire having burned overnight, tended by your servants. The late morning sun is cresting through the windows as you hear a rattling from behind the door, followed by a knock.
I reach over to the other side of the bed to feel if there's anyone there.
No, but it looks like someone definitely slept there.
Gar. She bloody left me, ain't she? Ugh, bloody wenches. I'm now
Fair.
going to reach over for my jug of wine that should be by my bed.
Completely reasonable. You help yourself to some very fine breakfast wine
All right, come in.
as Baldric enters the room laden with a tray and your morning bottle of wine.
What you got for me today, Baldric?
Ah, here, my lord, my lord. Here, I've got ye some. As he begins sitting down, I've got these croissants stuffed with delicious jam I've made myself, and I've got these dragon beard nests stuffed with your scrambled eggs, and of course your breakfast wine.
Baldric,
Mm. Yep, yep.
how exactly did you come about this jam? I happen to know we ran out about a week ago.
I made it myself by mashing up grapes and seaweed.
Right, seaweed. Oh, okay. Uh, all right, give it over here then.
So he sets the tray down in front of you, the purple and green goo running from the side of the croissant. It's a little disconcerting, but the dragon's beard nest, which is a sweet pastry filled with scrambled eggs, equally does not look right.
I eat them.
Fair enough. Um, so it's not poisonous. And also on the tray, you will notice, after breakfast, of course, three letters.
Um,
Your post.
Here, what's this?
You'd pick up one of the letters and said, "They came for you this morning." I can't read myself, but I'm sure you'd be able to discern through them.
Well, I'll have a go. I mean, where's that woman who reads my letters? And I open up a letter and attempt to read it.
The first letter is from Eric Springleaf, head of the Vintners Guild, and it is unfortunately denying your latest application for entry.
Baldric,
Yep, yes.
hand me that candle over there.
Okay, he brings you a candle. It's currently unlit, but still
Light it,
it's
please,
morning.
Baldric.
He gets out the old flint and steel and lights your candle for you.
I light the letter and toss it into the fireplace.
Why did you light it before tossing it into the whatever? The fireplace was still burning
Oh,
because it was kept running by your servants overnight. I did mention at the start, but yeah, okay, that's fine. Um, okay, next letter. As you open it, this one is a personal letter addressed to you once again from Eric Springley. He is requesting you stop sending wines to be entered because their estimate is the last one was pure alcohol and has blinded one of the taste testers.
Village gilded lying bastards. Baldric!
So he immediately tosses it into the fire for you.
No, 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 give that back.
Oh, okay. He was copying
Here,
your last action.
I want you to take one barrel of wine from every harvest for the last 20 years, and I want you to send them to the Vintners Guild. A gift from House Avalane.
Yes,
Bastards.
yes, yes, sir. I shall see it sent down there immediately. As he immediately begins running out the room and shouting to Patsy, who's going to be doing any heavy lifting. And you
Yeah.
have one more letter. On opening this letter, this has no address, no markings, no postage, nothing. It's just a completely blank envelope that showed up this morning. upon
Bloody hell's this here then?
as you open it up, there is a sliver of paper with a simple drawing of a forest edge, a mountain, and a big red X done in ink, along with a single small acorn. That is all.
That's interesting. Baldrick!
He comes running back and says, "Yeah, yes, my lord."
Here, what do you make of this?
It looks like a badly drawn map, sir.
Yeah, but look at that. Doesn't that mean treasure or something?
Uh, if it was a pirate's map, my lord,
Well, what's to say it wasn't a pirate's map? Do you
the,
know who
the,
it came from?
I don't, my lord. It was just with the rest of the post this morning. But to be fair, there's no water on here, which would be unusual for pirates.
Baldrick,
Yes,
you're an idiot.
I see.
Where's Faris?
He's getting the training equipment ready, my lord.
Right. Well, I suppose I better get up. What time is it?
It's a little after 12:45. He's guessing that you don't have a clock.
Right, well, I suppose we'd best be on with it.
You head
Perhaps
down. Oh, sorry. You
you
head
go on.
down. You head down to the training ground after Baldric dresses you. Faris has laid out the usual selections: a large weapon for you and one for him, as well as training dummies and a simple practice ring has been set up.
Right. Well, let's get started then.
You
You know
spend
the drill.
Okay. Roll me. You can just use the chat for this one. Roll me an attack roll, just as you would with any
Uh,
martial weapon.
what is it? 7. Very high.
23. You spend most of the morning beating the living hell out of Faris, trying to correct his form, but really you're just enjoying giving him a good walloping.
That was about right.
Uh, Towards the end of the session, he begins trying to swing wildly with his sword, coming all the way around to sort of roundhouse leave you. What is your AC? Assume you were
18.
wearing your armor, yeah. 18.
I'm
So
not wearing my armor. It's 9.
fair enough. So he is going to miss and lose complete grip on his weapon as it goes skittering away and lodges itself underneath a tree nearby.
Oh, will the gods gift me a talented squire? As I go to pick it up and toss it back to him.
Okay, as you approach the tree, you notice up in one of the branches there is a balloon with a small rock tied to it.
Here, Faris, make yourself useful.
The elf
And I
comes,
gesture towards the balloon.
the elf comes moving up and will attempt to climb up and get it, although you'd probably do better at this. No, he's done
I
okay.
stand back.
No, so he's done okay. He's managed to get up to the tree and dislodge the balloon. It is a small red balloon with the rock tied onto it. That's about it so far, unless you want to do anything else.
Well, come on, lad, bring it here. Time's a wasting.
He brings you the it brings you the balloon over by the string as it sits bobbing just interestingly, not with the rock attached, it's not quite heavy enough to take off. Questionable how it got in the tree.
I would like to hold the rock in one hand and pop the balloon with
Okay,
something.
that's fine. Let's say the wooden sword you're holding is probably fine. Or whatever the weapon is. As you pop the balloon, out from the inside comes a small amount of pale white dust, along with another copy of the map you saw this morning, this time slightly better drawn, in colour.
It's dust. Have I breathed it in?
No, it's sort of just fallen to the ground in a small pile.
Well, now that's interesting. Faris, come and have a look at this. Now, neither Baldric nor I can make nothing of this, but perhaps your wealthy upbringing can help you make me make heads or tails of this. And I
Faris,
hand him both maps.
fair enough. Faris, looking it over, is confused as to why there are two copies of the same map. However, he will look up and you say, "Give me an atlas in half hour. I'll find you where this is."
All right, off we go then. Now, don't go losing those maps or burning them or nothing. I know what you're like.
Fair enough. As he heads off into the house to try and find an atlas or a world map just to sort of match it up.
Right, I got no one to spar with now. Baldric,
As he's been waiting patiently by the door with a bottle of wine in hand.
oh, well, I was going to say, why don't we have a duel? But I see you've got other plans.
He's there to serve at all times was my kind of concept with him.
Let's have a drink then, Baldric. I think I've earned it.
He spent a fair amount of the afternoon. Let's see how Faris does at trying to identify where the map's from, while you spend your time enjoying the sunlight and the drinking. No, he's going to unfortunately come back and say he's not managed to locate it.
I've also been encouraging Baldric to drink as well.
Baldric is, let's say he'll have
Check.
a glass or two.
Oh,
So,
check.
well, he's kind of
Right.
obligated to follow your commands, but
That's true.
being your servant and you're telling him to drink, it's not like he's not going to do it. Okay.
Barris, my
That's right.
good boy. I don't care what anyone else says about you. I like you. Now, what news you got for me about these maps?
Scratching his head, he says, "I need a little more information. I found 3 or 4 formations which match the mountain and the forest line. You'll need to. I'll need a little bit more before I can identify where it is."
More? What bloody more could you possibly want, you stupid boy? Baldric,
Yes, yes, my lord.
take the maps off this idiot.
Baldric
Right,
folds the maps away nicely.
Faris, Baldric, come with me. We got a mystery to solve. I said, I've got a mystery to solve.
Fair enough.
And I don't know what I'm going to do now.
That's fine. Why don't we move on to the next thing?
Do I have a library?
You'll have a study, I assume.
I'm
A
gonna go
library is probably a bit large for a manor.
I'm going to go to the study.
Fair enough. You make your way into the study. It's got your nice smoking tobacco. It's got your very fine velvet robe you wear on special occasions to sit there and pretend to read.
Right, now, we're in here. We're smart. So, Baldric, find the map.
Aldrich brings out the atlas Faris was just poring through, which is still on the desk.
Right, Faris, show Baldric what you done, and he'll tell you what you done wrong.
Okay.
And I will as well.
So Baldric is now making the same check with advantage, basically, with help.
Nice.
He's still not going to be able to find it. He's going to narrow it down to one of 2 locations. It's either the White Plains or the Whitehorn Mountains. Both of which have mountains on them. It could be either.
Right. I suppose we better make a note of that.
Okay, as you notice, the afternoon has now worn on between training and searching. You reckon it's about 3 p.m. Let's go back to your notes and decide it's time to begin heading out to check the vines as you want to make sure you've still got enough to make wine.
Yep. It's that time of the afternoon, fellas. Let's get to work.
Walking through the wine fields, you can see the old halfling who tends the vines for you while you're busy, muttering to himself quietly as he goes around trimming up extraneous vines which will not bear fruit and generally keeping the place in good order.
What's his name?
His name is Percy.
All right, Percy.
He mutters to himself as he carries along the line.
Ah, yeah. Oh, you're talking about. High Street, there's the right.
That's right, it's a West Country conversation.
Arctic, West Coast.
Um, Now, as he mutters to himself in Halfling, as he walks away from you, carrying on his work.
Check
Do
insight to see
in
if he
Okay. Do
insulted
you
me.
do you speak Halfling?
No.
Okay, so roll insight for me.
I realise I'm not supposed to name the actual check, am I?
No, I was going to give you insight or just ask if you spoke Halfling. To be fair, 14. He's insulting something, but it didn't seem directed at you.
Right, I'm going to go on about my business.
Fair enough. After making while you're here, roll me a nature check for the quality of your vines.
Should we shut these fucking birds? Whoops, why am I typing that? Because I'm a dummy.
Not sure. 5. These are indeed grapevines.
Well, looks like the vines are still here. As far as I can see, they look perfectly fine to me. I'd like to pick off a grape and eat it.
It's a little tart, but it's not too bad.
It's a
Could
little
do with
tart. It's not too bad. I
could
don't
do.
see why they complain about this bloody wine. They must be lying to me. Are they lying to me, Baldric?
I'm sure they are, my lord. It's just perhaps they don't quite have the refined palate you do. I mean,
No.
every other person who hired me as a chef fired me. You must have a
Bloody
very rare palate.
well, I think it's a bloody racist. That's what it is. Nobody likes the idea of a half orc down here in Vin. What's it called?
Wine shade.
Vine Shade.
Hmm.
I've every right
Maybe
to be here, just as any human or whatever you are, Baldric.
Aldrich I have as a human.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know. You know
Yeah,
what I mean.
I was gonna say whatever subcategory of human you are.
I'm gonna class Baldric as question mark for
Fair
his
enough.
species, even though he is a human.
Fair enough. After leaving the vine fields, I keep doing that. You head into the wine shed where your fermenting barrels are currently going. Inside, you find Patsy, slowly turning every bottle in the storage rack. About 2 degrees, just enough so the sediment doesn't set. It's a very boring, very slow job.
You smell that, Baldric? Oh, that's a smell of success. You know, all this stuff here is going to make us a lot of money.
Hmm.
Patsy, my good man, how are you?
Hello, boss.
So you
I've
turn in the bottles as usual?
you turning the bottles.
Good, good. Yep, keep at it, keep at it.
As I say, any of the things you want to check on while you're in here, other than just making sure the fermenting barrels aren't boiling over and things.
Is there like a testing area where you can sample it?
I mean, you'd probably do that up at your house, given it's a manor. But you could take a bottle with you for later, or you could
Oh,
take
so
one straight
there are
out the.
bottles here.
Oh yeah, you've bottled them up here.
I'm gonna
You're
take.
fermenting it in the barrel, and
I'm gonna take one and I'm gonna open it.
fair enough. You pop the cork out with your teeth,
I smell it.
and say it has a musty ethanol-y smell.
Well, it smells all right to me. I take a swig.
Make a con saving throw.
Oh, oh wait, I'm already high on.
As I say, it should be okay.
I don't actually get proficiency though.
That's fine.
Well,
12. You're still fine. I was gonna say it packs a wallop, but I was gonna say you reckon you could easily put away the bottle without it being a problem.
yeah, it's fine. Oh, it needs a little bit more aging, I reckon. As I put the top back on and put it back where I got picked it up.
Classy. I like it. The day has worn on, and you find yourself feeling it's about time for dinner.
I reckon it's about time for dinner, don't you, Baldric?
Indeed, my lord. I'll go get it started.
Yeah, you
Um,
fuck off. I'll see you in an hour or so.
As I say, I've set out your evening wine and entertainment for the evening. As you make your way into the pre-dining room, basically like a little ready room. It's got like a small table, somewhere to sit down comfortable with your free dinner drinks, etc., and canapes, which is just a boiled egg on top of two thin crackers with a tiny bit of cheese pasted on to hold it in place. Um,
Mm.
as you are waiting to have dinner, a local halfling has stopped by the manor to invite you out hunting afterwards. He
What
wishes
time
to.
of day is it?
Uh,
6.
yeah, so you'll be coming up to dinner time, so it's about 5-ish, half 4, nearly 5-ish. So you're just getting ready for dinner.
Okay.
He would like to invite you out for a spot of hunting after dinner. You can take him up on that or not. It's your choice.
Do I know him?
He's one of the local ones you've met before.
What's
You
his
wouldn't
name?
say Twill.
Twill,
Swall.
what exactly are you planning to hunt this time of the evening?
There's a stag that's been spotted about in the. No, for some reason we can follow it from the river as the sun sets.
Mm. Sounds like you've been on this thing for some time.
I sent my younger brother out ahead of us to track the route it normally takes.
I suppose you need the help of a giant such as myself. I don't suppose you mind me my squire tagging along. He does need to learn a thing or two about stag hunting.
Oh, of course not. I have a spare crossbow, my old one he can borrow, or you can, and we
Oh,
can take
he'll
it.
use the crossbow. Don't you worry. I got my axe.
Fair enough. And we can take it back to, and might need your help carrying it back. The stag is a fair amount larger than I am.
Oh, right. We might need Patsy then. Patsy!
So this hunting retinue suddenly starts expanding rapidly.
And I suppose if we're taking Patsy and Faris, we might as well take Baldric to keep him in check.
Very good. They can be quiet, can't they?
No.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, I shall stop by after dinner if you want to come.
Oh, right. Yeah, after dinner, of course. Yeah.
There. And he heads off to go get everything ready. Uh, Dinner is, unfortunately for you, what is considered a normal affair. Apple, mushroom, and cheese stuffed pheasant with asparagus mash and grated potato,
Mm,
which is the most confusing sounding dinner I could think of.
sounds good. I think I'd actually eat that.
I don't know, I wouldn't have apple with cheese.
Why the hell not?
Oh, I suppose it might be sweet. Asparagus mash?
What, like, as in literally mashed
Mashed
asparagus?
asparagus.
I mean, I guess that would definitely be it. That would just be like baby food. You gotta eat that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Baldric's
Um,
doing well.
I thought that sounded weird enough to put people off, but okay. This is when he has resources, don't forget. Okay, you sit down and enjoy your dinner.
Yeah.
Afterwards, as you head out hunting, I will need to roll stealth checks for all three of your followers, and I will need one from you, not with disadvantage, because I'm assuming you wouldn't wear the armor for this.
Um, no, I think I'd wear the armor.
Oh, okay, so with disadvantage then.
Um, so that's a -2 with disadvantage.
Oh, I was going to say you rolled a -2.
No, I'm just doing the. It's two. If I do two, I've got a feeling this might not be a high roll.
That's fine.
Oh, -1.
-1. Uh, you spent a good hour traipsing after it. However, the cling, clang, clang from your scale mail, not scale, it's split mail, isn't it?
I can't remember.
It's either split or splint. I can't remember how it's pronounced, but one of the two.
Flint.
Splint. Your split
Lamina.
mail and Patsy and Baldric arguing because they're the only two who rolled badly on stealth. As
And
appears
me as
to.
well. If they're
And
arguing, I'm shouting at them to shut up, but also being really loud about it.
yeah. So unfortunately, probably scared off the deer.
Oh dear.
Indeed. Twill leaves you at the turning point to head back to the village, where you can turn back to the manor, having had an unsuccessful hunt.
There, Twill. My apologies and all that. Faris, give him some money.
Faris hands over his weekly stipend of 2 silver pieces, or the equivalent. Um,
And as I'm leaving, I check that my coin purse with 68 gold is still there.
60. Oh, of course you rolled for stuff. Fair enough. Yeah, that's still there. Okay. As you approach back to the manor, you notice a warm orange glow coming as you come around the corner to be able to see it. As you get a little closer, you realize this is because the house is currently on fire, quite severely.
Jesus Christ, the fucking house is on fire. Patsy, Baldric, do something.
As the all four of you begin running down to get there, you notice the roof has now caved in, the stables are burned out, the wine shed is burned out, everything appears to be gone. The only thing remaining is a humanoid corpse, badly charred and blackened, lying 10 feet from the front of the door, from where the front door was. You've got nothing to do now but watch it burn down. The odds of it being saved is gone.
What, the corpse?
No, the house.
Ah.
The corpse is there, lying there. As you get, I assume, as you go a little closer to it, you notice it has a unburned piece of parchment in its hand.
Here, Baldric, hand me that parchment.
As he pulls it away, the fingers sort of crumble into charcoal due to the incredible heat from whatever's happened. And I will post this in handouts because it's very hard to express part of it without it being visual. But I will read it out as well. To Baron Joffredus Avalane.
Avalain.
Sorry. I write to hope you will finally answer my summons, now that your enterprises are not occupying so much of your time. I do hope you can attend quickly to my keep at the north of the border forest, along the edge of the Whitehorn Mountains. And please do be courteous to my other guests, as they may also do. Oh,
Theme also too.
may your they may seem unusual. I've deleted a line somewhere and changed my mind. May seem unusual. Also, do keep your rabble outside. Should they accompany you in, I wouldn't want the silverware going missing. Forever yours, the King. So
You see this, Patsy?
the
Bloody
sizable blank.
Racism. He did, however, Faris, Baldric,
Yes,
he mentioned the Whitehorn Mountain. Wasn't that
One
one
of-
of the places you were talking about finding that thing?
it was. Milord, I think that was one of the 2 locations we'd narrowed it down to.
Right, well, I suppose we'd better go and, you better pack a tent because you guys will be sleeping outside.
Fair enough. Okay, so as you begin gathering up what little you can still maintain and find from your belongings, that's where you've got your starting equipment from. You notice the acorn from earlier is unburned inside the building.
Hmm.
As you head across, I need you to roll me 2 D100s. Ooh, low rolls. Okay, let's check the chart. Okay, so as you are traveling, your first point of
Oh, there's one
interaction.
thing. Just
Oh.
as I'm leaving
Mm.
the burning house, I'd like to say, oh, bloody hell, my feet hurt. Isn't there something like, wait a second. Coconuts. Where's my horse?
So it looks like, as you have a quick look over, the entrance to the stable has been burned down, and any horses will have been bolted and run away. And or whoever set the fire could well have just taken the horses and set it on fire on the way out.
Baldric, make a note of this. You got pen and paper?
I have my arm, my lord, and some soot.
That'll do.
Or this
The
piece of
fucking
charcoal.
Vintners Guild have taken my horse, Coconuts. One, we need to get some coconuts, so at least sounds like I've got an horse. Two, fucking kill the Vintners Guild.
That's quite long to fit on my arm, my lord.
Right, well, just remember it. I'm sure you can remember it. Right, let's
Okay.
be on with it.
Okay, so your first encounter, which would be your level 1 to 2 for the journey, as you head through the forest of Tethir, Patsy is kidnapped.
No,
You spend several hours retrieving Patsy from a group of oh god, I didn't think this through. From a group of gnome bandits who have hidden Patsy away in the woods.
uh-oh. Gonna eat
Uh, I mean, you could try to eat them. I'm certain Baldric will have a good go at it,
no.
and at cooking them anyway. Uh, and your second encounter for 2 to 3 as you cross the Stormhorn Mountains, almost to the end of your journey. You are engaged by what seems to be a rather unusual looking spider, with the head of a wolf, the tail of a scorpion, and hang on a minute. As you get closer to the beast that's running up, it's children. Children are literally mocking you. They've put this thing together. It's rocks.
Yeah. I would like to. Ooh. Um. Oh, fishing bait. Is that maggots?
Basically, yeah.
Can I throw maggots at the children?
Yes, you can.
I shall.
Okay. You hurl some maggots at the children and they scream and disperse quickly from laughing at you. Uh,
And I turn to Faris and I say, every wrong must be met with an equal wrong. That's justice.
okay. And finally, as you approach the location marked on the map, you see coming from other directions three strangers, a dwarf and